What's up, guys? So after uploading my last video, I went onto TikTok and saw this guy talking about some weird profiles he found. At the time, I didn't really care because he wasn't really showing me what was on them. He was just like, look, they're weird. Fast forward a few hours and I saw the same guy duetted? He duetted a video of someone apparently talking about the same thing he was, and when I clicked on the video, I literally had the same reaction SpongeBob had when he saw paint on Mr. Krabs' first dollar.
What's that?
How'd the collision with your car happen, mate?
What collision?
So I'm gonna just tell you straight up what I found, because this is something where you can't in any way, shape, or form be like, well, they could mean this. Like, no. What I'm about to show you has no alternate meaning behind it whatsoever. So this is the video that told my spidey senses that something was horribly wrong. Only freaky girls, leave a comment if you want to join. We'll follow you back. Only girls 10 to 15, going live later. And then under that with a little asterisk, it says, you will have to verify that you're an actual girl. We have a Snapchat group chat. And I will say this post in particular has been deleted, but it was posted July 15th and I took this screenshot August 14th. So this was basically up for a month without TikTok doing anything, and they still haven't because the account now has 2 videos instead of 1. But honestly, after I read that, I thought it was a joke. There are people on TikTok who joke like that. I didn't find it funny, but hey, 800 million people aren't all gonna like the same thing, right? So I'm like, haha, nice joke, weirdo, but let's see what other kind of jokes you got on this profile. And when I clicked on it, at the time, that was their only post. So I'm like, your joke's kind of starting to freak me out, but I saw they had their Instagram link. So again, I'm like, cool, now I can finally see who's behind this profile with one post directed towards little girls. And I shit you not, when I clicked on the profile, I swear to Satan, I thought Chris Hansen was gonna pop out and be like,
What was on the agenda tonight?
I was just gonna...
Like, you can look it up for yourself because this is probably the only profile I'll show you, but all their posts, all 20 of them, are of girls, clearly underage, twerking in shorts and or underwear. Not and, just shorts or underwear. And after being like, yo, where the fuck am I? I'm like, wait, both the TikTok post and this Instagram's latest post were made about a month ago. So I'm like, maybe they stopped. People who do this usually don't stop what they're doing when they're getting exactly what they want. Maybe the guy was gonna get exposed. I don't know. But I wanted to be sure. So I made a fake profile and DM'd them on TikTok and Instagram. And for TikTok, you can't message them, you can't DM them unless they follow you and they follow no one. So I went to Instagram and the same thing happened. They didn't answer. So again, I'm like, maybe they stopped and just didn't delete the profile. No big deal, I'll just report this one and it'll get deleted. Problem solved. But that's when I noticed it said in their bio, follow our new TikTok. And I'm like, please let this be a link to the account I was just on. And well, I don't know how to break this to you, but it was a completely different profile. Similar name, but this one actually had videos posted like the Instagram account. So I'm like, fuck, now I gotta DM these guys and see if they respond. But the same thing happened. And because this was their newer profile, I wanted to see how new it was. And apparently their last post was made on August 4th. So a bit more recent than their other profile, but it's been 10 days and they were posting consistently before that. So again, I'm like, maybe they stopped. Their first profile had 14K and this one only has 4. Maybe they just gave up. But that's only the tip of the iceberg, is that if I'm using the saying right. So remember when I mentioned this guy in the beginning? Well, when I was looking at these 2 profiles, I remembered that his video wasn't actually about the profiles, but it was more so about who the profiles he saw were following. And so I'm like, well, if these people aren't following anyone, maybe the comments will lead me somewhere. And a very long story short, there's a couple of, I would say, Chesters, you feel me? A couple of NAMBLA members, a few Michael Jacksons, if I may. I would even say there are a few Jeffrey Epstein type characters on there, if you catch my drift. But basically, there's a group of sickos on TikTok who are pretending to be little girls and ask them to trade pictures with them on TikTok or on Snapchat and have tryouts and auditions. Like, I spent no more than 30 minutes just looking at profiles, seeing who followed who, and I found at least no less than 100 profiles exactly like this one. And what I also found out is that the reason these guys turn off their DMs is because they post shit like this where they want an audition or tryout or whatever. So before you even know who you're talking to, they want a video of you twerking in underwear or short shorts. Again, I ask, where the fuck am I? But as bad as all that was, I was looking at when all the posts were being made, and apparently that one that I showed you that was on the 6th or the 4th, I think it was, there was no post made more recent than that. Yeah, I can't even fucking talk. And let me tell you, I went through at least 120 profiles, and there was only like 5 of them that had posts more recent, but from what it looked like, it was fucked because they were made by actual girls, what it seemed to be like. And I'm like, as fucked as that is, at least they're not getting the attention I guess they want. Like, out of their videos, none of them had more than 1,000 views and nobody was commenting on them. So for the most part, I'm like, at least the big accounts that are asking for stuff are dead. I can't control what a 13-year-old girl does on TikTok. That should more be her parents' job, but I really thought the bigger issue was already solved. That is until I go back to one of the original profiles. You see, before I recorded this video, I wanted to make sure I had all the screenshots ready so that when I edit, it just makes it easier. So as I'm going back through each profile, being like, okay, I got this, and so on and so on, as I get back to that new Instagram profile I saw in the Instagram bio, I seen someone commented 1 day ago, and they responded 1 day ago. So I'm like, dude, this can't be fucking real. What girl would openly do this, especially if they're 10 to 15 years old? So I click on the girl's profile and see who she's following, and the whole cycle starts over again. Different profile, similar names, but asking for the same stuff. And even when it looks like a real girl, these dumbasses will have their name like Sally42 and then be like, add me on Snap so we can trade pics, and their Snapchat will be like, Dave Hugecock, and it's like, oh yeah, for sure, that's a 12-year-old girl I'm gonna message. And it's not just girls either. There are profiles that say they're 13-year-old girls and want to trade pics with 13-year-old boys. But I'm not sure how else to get this out there. My videos don't get any views as it is. I mean, I talked about underage girls selling pics on Burner's social media app that he abandoned, and what did that get, like 10 views? Maybe? And I will say he fixed that problem for the most part, but that was like 4 months ago when he actually cared and made his last post on the app. But he did get rid of all the underage girls selling pics. Now it's just a place to sell drugs and scam people. But this right here, whatever this is, this needs to be seen by someone who can actually do something, because shit, I can report all the profiles I want, but for every 1 profile I report, there's 5 that are private or just not active anymore for it to mean anything. The one that you guys should know about, though, and will basically get you to every other profile I talked about so you too can report them, are these ones. Children of God and Totally Children of God. Those are basically, from what I've seen, the most followed profiles and the most active. As I just shown you, they're active as of 1 day ago as me filming this, so like 2 days ago. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm pretty sure this is a valid argument on why TikTok should be banned. Yes, I know there are tons of people who use the app appropriately, but just imagine how many profiles I didn't find because the account was either private or they got banned for violating community guidelines. Yeah, I showed them having an Instagram profile, but there are not nearly this many accounts on Instagram like there are on TikTok. And if there are, then fuck.